Okay, so first off, the reason why I didn't tell you this is because I wanted your general reaction before we even started this, and I'm so excited.
General reaction to.
Okay, so I am thrilled about video games. I love them. I play them. You've seen my Steam account. I have tons of games, tons of hours. I couldn't tell you, like total. I've probably been I don't know, probably more than a year. I've been sitting in a chair playing video games because they add all those hours up. So I bet you if I took all those hours, added them up, it would be more than a year. That's how convinced I am of how much I play video games.
Sure.
You know, and I'm only 22 years old.
Right.
Just for the record.
They have rehab.
They have rehab.
They
Okay.
do have.
But the reason why I'm also doing this is for a social experiment. Okay, I am convinced. Yeah, I am convinced.
Okay.
I'll say that.
All right.
Mainly because I've already said it. But I am convinced that when I tell you something that I am super excited about, like uber excited about video game wise,
Okay.
if I tell you about the game when it hasn't even come out yet, I feel like you would interpret it
Right.
completely differently than if you were. Y'all can walk across. It's fine.
We have a special guest appearance.
We have a
from-
special
from the
guest.
ladies
This
in the
is
house.
Amanda Bell, ladies and
Amanda Bell,
gentlemen.
She's gonna walk by.
Good night.
Okay, I am convinced that if I were to tell you something about a video game that hasn't come out yet, you would interpret it differently than if you were to see the trailer. So let me give you an example. So if I were to tell you something, let's say like a new Mario game is coming out.
Okay.
And I was like, dude, this Mario game is awesome. You can do this, this, and this. And you'd be like, yeah, dude, I'm totally for that. And then
I like the mechanic. Sounds cool.
yeah, it sounds great.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden you see the preview on YouTube and you're like, that doesn't,
As good as-
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's almost like you feel how the game would play.
Okay.
That's how I felt with
this
Blizzard's Hearthstone, that card game. I was like, I would never, I'm a first person shooter. I would never play a card game.
Okay.
And so I started playing it. Like I saw all those previews and I was like, okay, cool. It's World of Warcraft. It has all that lore and it's got a mage and a shaman. It's got all the characters in it that you can play. And then when I see that, I was like, I understand that it can be cool for other people. I'm not going to play it. And then I downloaded the beta and the mechanic, like I don't think they advertised the mechanic very well. That's just my opinion. I don't think they advertised it very well. Because when I started playing it, I was like, this game is awesome.
Because they implied it was a card battle game. But
Right.
I don't like card battle
Right.
games.
And my mind instantly said that. I was like,
Okay.
I don't like card games.
Okay.
Like,
So
I
the
like card
stereo-
games in the 5th grade.
Yeah, like the stereotype, whatever game it is, preview shapes your opinion more than somebody talking
Exactly.
about the dynamic.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's my experiment. That's my thrill. It hasn't been proven or anything.
Sure.
But
it's good theory.
Yeah, I believe. So that's what we're doing. I have a list of video games here. I think they're in alphabetical order right now, and I know I told you that I wouldn't do that, but I'm
That's
going
okay.
to.
I don't care.
Yeah.
First off, can I ask a question though?
What?
Should we introduce ourselves?
Oh, yes, we should.
Okay.
Sorry if you've been watching and you're so far ahead, and you're like, I don't even know who these guys are. I am Garrett Caudell, or Evil Waffles.
And I'm Adam
Let
Herb,
me find it. There it is.
Urban Prime.
Urban
Right
Prime.
up there.
There. Waffles for sure, by the way. Urban Prime is probably just
Urban
right.
Primes.
There we go.
Anyway,
Anyway,
we're two guys like video games. We happen to work together.
just enthusiastic about the things we love.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I
So
have
we like to talk a lot.
we love to talk. Yes. People have mistaken us for women at bars.
You're a hairy man. I don't feel like that's true. Maybe
That
in
was a
carnival.
lie.
Maybe
That
in
was
carnival.
that was a lie. Yeah, that was a lie.
I've never been mistaken.
Okay, so this is strictly E3 stuff.
New games.
New games.
Not out yet.
Some of them are out.
Okay.
Some of them are out because E3 did a thing where, like, as soon as they advertised it, it was on the market.
Okay.
Just to do like a sales thing.
Gotcha. So like E3 specials. Type
Right.
Of thing.
So for the sake of if other enthusiasts are watching and they kind of pick up on what I'm doing, they would kind of feel like what's next. So I'm gonna do this out of order.
Okay. Yeah. You just.
I'm just gonna. Yeah.
I will preface this by saying, I have not watched anything for E3. No idea what.
You watched a little bit, like when we were at work. You watched
I saw
tiny
clips
bit,
of
like you
things.
saw the
I didn't know
Halo.
what they were.
Right.
Well, I saw the Halo trailer. I looked it up online. I didn't see it.
Oh, I thought you saw it. Okay. Yeah. Okay,
so
that's
I'm
fine.
I'm basically a virgin.
But as far as all this stuff that I've done, yeah, I don't think you've seen any
that's
of
what
it.
I'm saying is that I am not as much a video gamer. Sir, other thing, I'm a console gamer. I play Xbox. Right. He's PC.
PC all the way.
PS Vita. I've got an Xbox.
Nothing against handheld gaming. I have nothing against all those things,
Nothing
just to
against
say.
But so I am not privy to all the PC stuff. What we've talked about is actual playability. Talked about
Story.
and how characters that you can embrace, whether it's like Kratos, God of War, or Master Chief from Halo, or Nathan Drake from Uncharted, whatever.
Right.
You embrace those characters, and the story connects you to those characters, and it sucks you in so much more than a game that lacks a story almost altogether, like Titanfall, for example, I've played.
Mm-hmm.
The story is integrated into multiplayer. I couldn't tell you who the main character was. Got mechs. It's a cool mechanic, but it's like Battlefield up.
It's missing that I want to go read the lore and really get into the game kind of. Yeah.
To the character, like when something happens to my character, it crushes your heart, like from Final Fantasy VII, or when Cortana dies in Halo. Spoiler before, but those things, like, they wrap you up, and when you get to the end, you're like,
oh my gosh, that happened.
Emotional connection,
right?
And I'm upset with it. It's like a good movie, but games are lacking that. That's what we've talked about, those kind of things. So he wants to share with me E3 and see what I think about it.
Perfect. All right, so this first one, I'm gonna kind of give you a twister here, and actually it starts with an A, but believe me, I'm going out of order here. Believe me. All right, this game. This is a movie game. So before I even start, I don't know what you think about movie games. From my experience, I have had terrible luck with movie games. Just absolute the worst luck with movie games.
In general, I completely.
There's
been one
maybe
movie
one.
game
Maybe one.
that was good. And that was an adaptation. It was Chronicles of Riddick.
Why did I think you were going to say? Okay, yeah.
So that was Butcher Bay was a great game.
Yes.
It came almost directly out from the movie.
Agreed. And they made it. I think they made that game really well
Oh, I agree.
because they kind of made it in between the
That's right,
movies.
yeah.
So
it did what a video game, if it's not the prime story, a video game should, off of a movie, take some element of the story and develop it further.
but don't change the story. Don't change. Keep the character names. Don't try and make it different.
There was another game. This was old, first Xbox. There was a Hulk. Came out. It came out when the first Hulk movie came out.
Mhm.
Not correlated together. Like, he sold them. Hey, Hulk came out. Hey, Hulk video game. Based on each other. And that Hulk game was open world. Kind of like Amazing Spider-Man.
But was it good because it was outside of the storyline, or do you think it was good because it was kind of its own independent, just totally independent
the
thing?
Storyline had nothing to do. And so I would say
they just released it close to
They just used the marketing
of the right.
The Hulk.
Which you can't say is bad.
No,
you know,
really can't. But that was a good game too. So yeah, in general, video games not so good.
Yeah, that's just my opinion. I have a son, so the Lego Marvel game, that's great.
Yeah.
Again, Not too good on the story,
Yeah,
but it's a good kid. I want to play this
and
kind
I
of a
wouldn't
game.
say that game necessarily
Right.
or like it's not something that's going to hook you
Right.
based on the mechanic.
Correct.
I think. I mean,
All right. So this
so
game,
this game,
movie game.
movie game.
This game is called Alien Isolation. This is Sega, and it's going to be on the PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and the PC. Now we officially start our social experiment,
Alright, so
kind
social
of,
experiment.
or business experiment. So I'm about to explain to you the game from what I have seen. I don't know if the beta is out or anything like that. I haven't gone too deep into it, only because there's a ton of games and it's not really at the top of my list that I want to know everything about. But okay, so I don't know if you're a fan of the Alien movies, but
I grew up with them.
right.
My dad and I used to watch them together.
Okay.
So yeah, fairly.
So you actually might be interested in this movie. I don't know if they go too deep. I know. Well, actually, let me reset. They do go deep into the actual movie. They don't tell you very much. Like, it's more of an Easter egg kind of thing. So when you go
So
in,
if you know about the
if you
lore,
know the
you
movie,
go play the game.
you're going to be excited about this game.
Okay.
Exactly. So the premise of the game is you walk around and basically you have this like radar gun type thing. I don't
Motion sensor for the alien.
right, forgive me, I don't know the exact name of or the numbers of the gun, but essentially you have nothing.
Okay.
And there's this new kind of horror game coming out,
Horror,
survival,
type
right,
thing.
like where you can't shoot back. You have to run and hide.
Right.
And like that's creating this different scare that something is constantly looking for you
Right.
and chasing you, and you can't really defend yourself because you can't just find ammo over here and you're like, good, I can kill like 2 or 3 of these things, you know.
It's like an anxiety driver.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Outlast
Yeah.
for those who've played Outlast. I won't get into Outlast just for spoilers. I won't do that.
Same that survival horror.
Same
genre.
principle.
Yeah.
Great mechanic, I think. From what I've seen, it's the sounds are incredible. I know that when I was watching it, like I've seen it on IGN, I've seen them play it on IGN, so I've actually seen gameplay. So I haven't played it, so I've seen streams and I've seen IGN play it. So basically, I've only seen what's from the internet from it. But what I've heard, like when they were playing it, the sounds are incredible. I can hear every footstep. The ambient voices in the back are fantastic. The sense that the alien is not just there, but is as sneaky as you. Like I can run and hide as much as I want. But that alien also has this new AI where it learns how you kind of run and
So
hide.
it doesn't feel like a set pattern, like an unintelligent
Right.
AI. You're actually
Right. Yeah.
It adapts to you.
Exactly. You don't just hide in this corner and you're like, okay, this is his path. He goes to this corner, takes a left, goes that corner, and he just makes a loop. So I go when he's in the far corner or something like that.
If that mechanic,
He doesn't do that.
If that, well,
Mm,
that'll be cool.
that'll be cool.
I haven't
Okay.
seen a lot of games claim to have this new intelligent AI,
right.
but
Right.
into the
Yes.
game and it's not.
Yeah, and it's
So,
not.
If they execute that well, that'll be exciting. And the survival horror genre is not my. It's a good. It harkens back to of text-based,
Right.
where you
Right,
find out
right.
something's happening and it's suspenseful and suspense and
Right.
intensity
Mm.
that you don't have, and that definitely drives the story if you're trying that well. Okay, go ahead, continue describing it.
Okay, so now we'll go outside of the mechanic, and I'll get into why they're luring this kind of audience that's into horror / I think really into Alien.
Right.
just alien, like just alien fanatics.
Right. Well, there's a huge fan base.
Huge fan
For
base.
aliens and
But you don't know there's a huge fan base until you make an alien game,
right.
and you're like, holy crap, there's
Well, or you look
this
at
many
the
people.
movies and you go, okay, these movies aren't great per se,
Right.
but they keep making.
Exactly. So as far as the lore goes, let me just give you an example. When you go into the ship's like kitchen, it's kind of I don't really know what really has gone on, but it is the ship, but kind of in a destroyed manner. Kind of like you've hidden for so long and the game starts to where you finally come out and you need to escape, but the aliens have pretty much taken over that
Okay.
ship.
So this is almost like the beginning. Not the kid.
Ex-
They find the kid.
let me get
the
to-
kid's been
yeah.
surviving for a long time.
Right, let me get to that.
Okay.
So when you go into the game
Okay.
and
Which, by the way, they're staying true to the lore. That's a,
yes,
if that's
right.
if that's what you're gonna
Exactly.
do, that's-
And you'll go into this kitchen and you'll see the pictures that the kid's been drawing. And you'll see all the little stuff on the wall. I think you see this little
indications of life, basically.
right.
Okay.
But those things in the game have been in the movie. And those fanatics out there will
So,
really
yeah, so
get
direct
into that.
correlation.
Right.
Gotcha.
Um
I'm gonna tweak this.
all right, sweet. So yeah, so basically they've almost I don't know what I would want to say. They have absolutely tried to make a difference in that kind of gaming world. Whereas I don't want to say that others have failed, but like you said, those guys who try to make the AI, this is a new unbelievable AI, and then when you play it, you're like, this is no different
Yeah.
than
Nothing really
5
changed.
generations ago. I don't know,
we
5
haven't-
generations got to big,
We haven't gotten that much. They claim it's better, but that
right? And I would agree. But yeah, as far as that goes, that's probably as far as I know, and as far as I would want to explain.
so I have your description.
You have my description and let's do my opinion now.
Okay.
I don't think I've
Okay.
really given you my
Okay,
opinion.
Cool.
This is a game that I would not for sure buy. This is a game that I would totally just wait for my friends who happen to be fanatics, of the game, would buy, and I would get their opinion first before I buy the game. So I'm more of like a sit back and see how it goes with this game. So I have the advertisement here, and not the advertisement, the trailer. I have the trailer here, and it's wireless right now, but when you're watching it, I'm going to plug in the Ethernet cable because I forgot to do that. So you'll watch this trailer all the way through, and for broadcasting's sake, you don't have to talk all the time, but just tell me what you
Keep your
think
commentary going.
as you go. So
Sure.
you just hit play whenever you're ready, and I'm going to do something real quick.
Okay, so environment looks lighting very Doom-esque.
So we've heard that Alien Isolation is scary.
Can I turn the
Well,
volume
we
up
wanted
on
to
this?
find out how scary. So we had 16 IGN employees come in and play the game. Oh, and of course, there was one catch. They're playing in the dark.
Right, so we have basically people playing the game. Looks like got them in a black room, night vision. You have a night vision. Getting ready to play this game.
Oh, okay. It's getting real now.
It's been 15 years since the Nostromo went missing.
The flight recorder has been found and taken to
Sevastopol Station?
Yeah.
Isn't that in Crimea?
East Russian space station, maybe.
You volunteered for this mission.
Why would I volunteer?
Your name is Amanda Ripley.
My name's Amanda. That's okay.
Oh,
So-
I'm a girl.
The girl
They're put in a
person-
dark room. Yeah, they're put in a dark room.
Right.
And yeah, they're just introducing themselves.
Here we go. Here's the game. Starts. Lights are coming up. Corridor of a ship.
Glad the lights are coming back on.
All you have is
Boy, it's like I'm really in the 70s.
Right.
can. This is exactly a movie. Exactly. Tracker. Don't appear to have any guns.
I've already wet my pants.
Oh, I recognize that music. That's
Straight up.
great.
That is some pretty space.
Environment. Looks like they did a great job recreating.
Space leak.
Anybody got some chewing gum?
Oh, things.
Whoa,
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
okay.
You're getting scared.
Ouch.
Saw a shadow past.
Vibrating in there.
You got the same smoky. Oh, now we got some dead bodies.
You should get that fixed, man.
Let's just pretend I didn't see that dead guy. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
The sound. Can't really hear it on here, but the sound is with the alien skittering.
Chest. Baller.
Space breakfast.
The sound.
You can get cornflakes,
Very much-
bran flakes, and porridge.
Sucker.
Space trash.
Gel. You know, for my hair, maybe?
So far, you got almost no real story stuff going on. It's exploring.
Guy. I don't trust you.
Oh, okay. Nudie mags. Skin on skin.
Probably gonna have to get closer to the mic there.
Explosion.
Jesus Christ.
Everybody's scared.
Oh my god.
This totally reminds me of when Doom first came. They re-released Doom,
Right.
and you had the option of either flashlight or gun. Oh, they just found a tool. Looks like an air impact gun. Gonna try and give you a weapon. Lights are out. It's back in the dark, so now they're using the motion sensor. And they got a flashlight. There it is. It's very, very Doom-esque.
This is great, by the way. I love this.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
You realize this webcast is going to be like 3 hours long.
Do you think so?
Well, this video is 11 minutes. We were talking for 14 before we got to the video. So we're up to 25 minutes right now. It's almost 11 o'clock.
This is the best thing ever.
So we might have to do this one video game per cast or something like that.
Okay. Or maybe let's just try two. Let's just
I
try
was
two.
going to say, so pick your next favorite video game.
Yeah,
I keep talking about this. You figure out what your next favorite one is or whatever.
Oh, we will.
That.
I already got it. So
I believe in Star Trek they call these Jeffries tubes. Baller. Where's Geordi when you need him?
Okay, people are mixing genres here. Star Trek with aliens, not okay. Oh, you're at an airlock. Here we go. Spaceships, dark and creepy. I mean, it's basically a recreation of a space station.
Oh, mother, he's up there.
I know the laptop doesn't do you justice, but the sounds, like
Yeah, you can
they're
hear.
clearly reacting to the
Yes,
sounds and how.
yes. Everybody playing this game has headsets on. Oh, there's your cyborg ripped in half. Bishop is dead. Yep.
Android.
It's an android ripped in half, oil and junk, everything. Same as the movie. They've got the lore. They're doing the lore well.
Oh, this music's getting creepy. Shadows. Not a fan of shadows.
The sound is really good. The spaceship has this just dead air ominous sound to it. And then you can hear aliens skittering, you hear things banging.
I'm hiding.
You,
Won't lie to you. A little bit uneasy right now.
Outer space.
yeah. Yeah. Just like the movies. Guy has it right. Just like the movies.
Ooh, magazines.
Did he? Oh my gosh.
Just telling me it's in full screen. Yes, I know.
Should be able to restore power.
Ooh, dripping blood. Dripping blood. Yep. There's an alien up there. basically just like movie. Now now that's one of those things. Gameplay mechanic that never seems to change. Green switch. You got to find the green switch. It's always that way in every game.
Why would you make your ship this loud?
Can't hear the alien at all.
Like, this noise is like totally making me more nervous.
More gel. Yeah.
I'm waiting for an alien to kill somebody because I'm sure they're gonna have this crazy reaction.
1970s hacking, go!
Tune into the code system.
Oh my gosh.
Totally feeling under pressure right now.
What's funny is that I bet if you could stand there forever, and I bet the alien would never get you.
Ricardo.
I didn't do it!
Okay, so there's a little bit of story. There is somebody talking to you in your head.
What did you do? You broke it!
Somebody. Oh, there's an alien.
Oh,
Yep, you open the hatch, and here comes an alien.
Oh man.
Doesn't see you right away, though.
That's not good.
Let's see.
Alien is real.
Yeah, sound is.
Oh god. What?
Oh, that's disgusting.
Alien's tail is like
there's gum under there. Who puts gum under
walking around.
My hands are like so.
Yeah,
sweaty
details are
right
good.
now.
They did a good job with the details. Alien's tail, gum under the desk. Now they've got the motion sensor out, so they're tracking the alien. Tracking the alien.
The alien will never think I'm coming right at it.
Oh, sh
Apparently it does.
No, no.
I am sweating.
Everybody's freaking out. Now this is the goofy thing. You're hiding in a locker in the Aliens movie. It would totally eat you. Oh, aliens right in front, sniffing at your locker. Sniffing at your locker. Yep.
Can I zoom in on the
But
photo of the
pretty sure I'm not breathing.
not gonna spit alien at you. Not gonna do the alien mouth thing. Come on.
everybody's boyfriend?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
Reactions of everybody watching this is hilarious. Okay, alien went away. We can get out of the locker. Still sitting right there.
Well, that's problematic.
You can't see me. You can't see me.
Oh my god!
Nope. Alien's gonna get you. Yep. Oh, tail spike through the chest. You see the alien shadow behind you. Nice. Nice. Oh, restart at your checkpoint. Okay. Game lore, everything's right on point. Clearly suspenseful.
You.
Why is the door not open?
Airlock just blew. Yep.
Because it's open to space.
You are free floating, gonna get sucked out the door.
Help me, George Clooney!
Help me, George Clooney. Zero gravity. Nice.
Oh gosh. This isn't good.
Oh. This lady's nightmare won't end.
Ricardo, what the fuck just
This is the best part of the gameplay. I feel like.
Okay.
No, what you're about to see.
Where's that?
I think the alien is smart and it tried to blow the airlock on you. I think that's what happened.
Oh, he's a camper. He's just camping over there.
Oh god, he's in different places. Where the heck is my giant mech suit where I fight it with?
Yeah, people are dying again.
Oh my god.
I'm clinching.
It's great. It's really great.
Yeah, alien's totally ripping people apart here. In his scary alien way. Oh, here comes the double mouth. Yep, got it. There it is.
I was waiting for that.
There it is.
You know they're not gonna get rid of that.
They can't. No,
They
I
can't.
mean, that is alien lore.
That's why I did not say anything until you saw that part.
They
Like,
have to do it.
Can make it 100.
Oh no.
Jesus. Nope, 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 nope.
All right, she survived into the airlock. Now the airlock's going to open and she's going to get sucked into space. There you go. Alien isolation. Dun, da, da. Everybody had a great time. Cool.
I did it.
Intense, clearly. Good experience for all.
Good?
Yeah. It's good.
Okay. Just swivel that around
All right.
to me. Thank you.
Okay, look, I admit it. The
All
game
right.
got me a little bit.
So-
It was pretty scary.
My
What do you guys think?
Just
Impressions?
immediate reaction. Like,
In the comments below.
you just saw, like, you're at E3, you just saw this, you're not talking to anyone, like, you're not around friends.
right.
What's in your mind?
What's in my mind right there is I would probably never play that game. To be honest,
You never play it.
I would never play it.
Okay.
I
Why?
am not a horror survival genre guy anyway,
Okay.
but also the things that I like about video games aren't included in that. You're not going to feel like a badass playing that game.
Okay.
You're not going to feel like you
Okay.
accomplished something major. You're going to be heart racing, pulse pounding, sweaty palms,
Right.
intensity.
Right.
Like, and go, oh my God, I made it. I barely made it, but I made it.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
It's just not my style. However, graphics, the music, the sound effects, special effects, attention to detail, all seem pretty rock solid. Like it could
Okay.
straight up be taken out of one of the movies. It seemed pretty good. The survival mechanic seemed to work well. Seemed to be fairly balanced with an alien predator chasing you and trying to survive like a little kid in a spaceship.
Right.
Seems about right. You didn't get much in the way of story. There is some voice that was talking to you on the radio telling you, get out, get to the airlock, do whatever. So I don't know what why you're there in the first place and who's
Right.
trying to get you off and, to off the ship or whatever. You don't really know what the story is. So there's a possibility for a good story. It's probably going to be like the Aliens movies. Most everybody dies. Only like 3 or 4 people live. And you're not sure if the aliens are killed or not.
Maybe.
Suspense.
Maybe.
Means you can make another movie.
Right.
Or another video game.
Or another video game. In this case. Okay. Yeah. No. That's great. That's
but,
great.
I mean, from
That's-
watching it, like, there was nothing about that game, honestly. Based on what I've seen from Outlast, when you played it.
Right.
The little bit that I saw of that. And like Doom, the little bit I played of that back in the day. I didn't see anything in the game that changed a mechanic. Was anything new, really?
Okay. Besides
Like-
the AI that you think they're
Besides
claiming.
besides the
they're
AI they're
claiming to
claiming
be.
can be smart. I didn't see anything about
Okay.
that was drastically
So
different.
you think this is mostly for fanatics,
diehard
alien fans,
Yep. and fans of the survival
And- yeah,
horror genre
who just love that,
who just
Right.
love that intensity type of thing.
Okay, that's great.
I didn't, the
if-
things that we've talked about are story and mechanics primarily. The story has potential.
Okay.
The mechanic,
I mean, we saw such a small portion.
right?
You can't.
right.
Yeah,
It's
you
really
can't
hard,
justify
it's really
an
hard
entire
to
video
say.
game.
Exactly.
Right.
But the mechanic, from what I've seen, I don't see anything really new. Like, if the game is expansive enough that your mode of survival, your options, if you will, are so broad that, let's say, the alien AI, you can never hide the same way twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. We saw them run to the locker at least twice and hide in the locker.
Right.
Okay, if the AI is smart, it knows after it's seen, oh, hey, somebody's in here, I'm chasing it. It hides in the locker. I don't know where it went.
Okay.
Right. Oh, hey, I see it. The alien knows that something is on its ship. It's trying to eat it.
Right.
Right. It wants the food.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
If it's smart,
Oop.
it figures out the locker, or it
Right.
figures out it's hiding under the desk, or it figures out those things. So if the game was broad enough in scope
Okay.
that you had multiple ways to hide, it'd have to be massive. Like, you'd have to be able to think of every conceivable way to hide in a
Right.
spaceship and allow for that, and make it to where the alien adapts and learns. Maybe maybe you say you can't hide in the same way 3 times. The first 2 times, the first time you get it, the second time the alien is suspicious and doesn't leave you alone for very long, and the third time the alien checks the locker, type of deal. You know
You're
what
like,
I mean?
okay, I need to do something
Right,
different.
but if the AI is learning as you go along, then that's great. And that's an interesting mechanic and maybe a change in the way games have been in the past. If it's you run back to the locker and hide and that stays consistent, then I don't feel like the game is progressing as far as an AI or a mechanic that's really going to challenge you as a gamer, because you're going to be repeating the same thing over and over and over again.
Right.
Run and hide, run
right,
and hide,
right,
run
right.
and
Okay,
hide
well
in the
let
same
me ask you this then.
Okay.
You're on a freaking spaceship.
Right.
Space inside the ship is at a very, very, very minimum.
Right.
You don't have much to go. So I'm not saying you're wrong. In fact, I absolutely agree with you.
Right.
But would you think that if they did make a game like that, like let's I'm not saying that Alien did not make this AI very well. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that.
we haven't played
We
it
have
yet.
no idea.
Sure.
So if we did in fact have the game boom right in front of us,
Right.
and there was a game that was that smart and that perfect,
Right.
would that change that game to be so incredibly hard that it just kind of frustrates you instead of getting enjoyment out of it? I mean, okay, so you have the locker, like
Yeah.
what you were saying,
I see what you're saying.
but the spaceship is small. So if the alien was that smart, what the hell else am I supposed to do? You know?
Well, I get you,
Yeah.
and that's true, but like with movies, video games are a form of entertainment that is getting closer and closer to imitating real life,
Right.
right?
Unstop. You can't stop that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in real life, that's life. Life is frustrating. Like
Okay.
life is a challenge. It is a challenge, and you have to adapt all the time. And you know the adage, "Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you."
Okay.
You know, or vice versa. I said that wrong.
We understood what you meant.
Anyway, you know what I meant.
Yeah.
The point being, I feel like we're at a place. This game is clearly going to be a rated M game. You've got aliens
Right.
jabbing you through the chest, and that's
You can
clearly
clearly
rated
see
M.
it, yeah.
So theoretically, this game is only going to be played by mature gamers, right?
Right.
I believe, you know, I'm 31, you're 22. We've got a pretty good range there, but gaming has matured a lot. And I feel like it's about time that the content matures with it, to the point, not just the content, meaning the blood and the violence and the whatever, which is a whole different topic, but not just that, but the actual challenge of the game.
Right.
You know, I want to actually match wit. A chess game is a game, right?
Right.
But you're matching wits against an opponent. And when you play a chess game, the AI has millions of games of chess played by masters of the game, and you are actually competing against another intelligent person who has played this game before. And the chess AI, or the calculation, whatever it's doing, is running through all the options of all the plays that have ever been done and picking one, depending on your difficulty level, right? So you're basically playing against another imagined intelligence. If you're going to do that with a video game, a survival game like this, the intelligence, I feel like, needs to be intelligent, not just a set pattern. Because even this game, you're running back to the locker and you're hiding. It's a set pattern. Like,
Okay.
that to me is not a new AI.
Right.
Adding like randomized environmental effects isn't a new AI. It might amp the difficulty a little bit. It might change the pattern. You can no longer just run and hide. You've got to be aware that the airlock might open at any minute. Right. So that changes the pattern a little bit, but it's still a pattern.
So maybe you can hide at the same place, just at a different time.
Or a different location. Same locker type, but in a different location. But even still, I think the AI should evolve to think I can look in lockers.
Right.
Like, so that if you get in a rut, I mean, Dark Souls as an example of a game that is notoriously difficult, right?
Right.
There were games back on Nintendo that were that way, but notoriously difficult. you are meant to die in that game.
Right.
Okay, to the point where dying becomes part of the mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, unlike real life, you can die and restart at the checkpoint, right? In life, you have to adapt and learn on the fly, and you only get one shot, right? If you die, you're dead,
Mm-hmm.
right? In a video game, you get more than one shot, so they should make the AI that difficult, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
for a mature audience
Right.
game.
Right.
Okay, if it's not a mature audience game, totally understand. You got a kid who's gonna throw a controller through a screen, you know, or
Right.
something.
There's going to be that
yeah.
kid somewhere.
Yeah, and that's I understand you're trying to appeal
Right.
to an audience and you want them to enjoy the game. That makes sense.
Okay.
right? But yeah, I think that we're at a level now of gaming, and even if you wanted to make it fine, the difficulty, you can change the difficulty, and the medium or high level difficulty is actually intelligent.
Okay.
You could do something like that. That's fine. That could keep your playability open to other people.
Right.
But as soon as I can spot the mechanic of a game, I don't like it anymore. I like the mechanic to feel organic. I feel like it should happen.
Like real life.
Yeah, it should happen naturally. Like you should be. Oh, the
I'm
natural
noticing a
progression.
pattern here.
Right.
Yeah.
The natural progression of my character in this situation is to find a weapon. I found a weapon, and now I'm gonna figure out how to use the weapon appropriately to
Right,
the
right,
you
right.
know, and then oh, now I've progressed far enough where I can do something else. The aliens maybe have adapted, and now they're sending 2 or 3 of them, and they're using the little trolley sucker things
Right.
or whatever. And then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Right? But you have to have those elements of adaptation, I guess. Otherwise, to me, as soon as I can spot the mechanic, it gets annoying.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
okay. So all right. So let me throw this on you.
Okay.
I understand everything you're saying. I agree with all of it.
Okay.
I love the game, but I've already told you what I would do.
Sure.
I
Sure.
wouldn't buy it straight out of the bat.
Right.
Okay. So
Which is a fair
game makers of this game are looking through that camera right now,
watching us.
watching us.
Yep.
Tell them, just summarize basically what you said. Short sentence. I'm not going to buy this game, and I think you should do this to improve it.
Okay. I mean, one thing is that this isn't my style of game, but if I was going to buy this game,
Right.
the thing that I would want to see improved would be an intelligence, like the AI, which that sounds like that's what you're working on. The way I would change that is that I would apply more real life actions to it. I would apply real life adaptability. You shouldn't be able to hide from something over and over and over again in the same way. I think that holds true for all genres,
Right.
personally.
Okay. So, new game. Get off of Alien. Let's reset.
New topic entirely.
New topic. Okay.
Likely another game I haven't seen.
Actually, just before, how do you think that went? When I told you the game, were you excited about it?
I was interested. I was.
You were interested.
Yeah, I was.
If there were no such thing as trailers, and I told you exactly how it was, and I played the game,
Right.
and I told you exactly how it was, basically the same way,
Yeah.
do you think you would have bought it?
Because you're my friend, yes.
Okay.
Because I place value on your opinion.
Right.
And so if you suggested a game to me, yes, I would probably buy it.
Okay.
Do I think I would have been disappointed? Maybe.
I mean, from what you told me, yes.
Yeah,
I think you would have.
Exactly.
So you don't have to lie to me.
I'm not trying to lie to you. I'm telling the people in the camera here that,
Right.
that I would learn that your taste in video games is probably different than mine.
Very quickly.
Right.
Right.
And so then I would learn the questions to ask you about
Right.
what type of game. Okay, it sounds like a great game. Is it, survival horror? Because if it is, I'm probably not going to like it. That's
Right.
just not my style.
I mean, I love survival horror, but
Right.
to me, Outlast set the bar so high
Right.
that that's why I said I would probably buy Aliens, but I would wait
To see how
to
it
see
did.
how my
Yeah.
friends say
Right.
what it is.
Right. And that's another thing. And just this little sidebar. I'm assuming since this is an alien game, you're only going to have one bad guy or one type of bad guy, and it's going to be the aliens. You might have either the full-grown alien or the face sucker. Those are the two things that you're going to have.
Right.
So if they're not adapting and evolving, you don't have other classes of bad guys like you would have in a different game.
Right.
So, you know, in other games, they amp up or they change the mechanic by adding new bad guys that do different things.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if it's only going to be an alien bad guy, then the alien has to adapt
All right.
for
So
it to
let
maintain fun.
so let me ask you just for the final for this game,
Okay.
something for you game makers to think about.
Listen up, folks.
So, would you say the reason why you wouldn't buy this game outside of all that, outside of saying that, oh, this is not just my style of playing? I'm not making fun of you.
No, I understand.
I'm just saying.
I understand.
That's probably not going to tighten anymore.
Okay, that's fine.
But would you say that you wouldn't like the game because of the actual mechanic not being good? Or let me get into politics now. Because you saw what they claimed to have done. New AI, new all of this, new stuff. And then you played it and you're like, I don't agree.
Well, okay. For me, it would be the mechanic, but that's because I subscribe to buyer beware. Advertising is advertising.
Right.
They're going to try and sell you with whatever they can.
No matter what.
You need
Right.
to be the,
so you can't be mad at them for just trying
that's
to
right.
make
you
money.
You need to
Okay,
be a smart
yeah.
consumer, and you need to go find out what really the deal is.
Okay.
Right. If you don't, then it's your fault.
You are awesome. I'm just gonna tell you that.
I'm a philosopher video gamer is what I am.
Just
I
right,
talk way too much about stupid crap
right out of the bat. I love it.
on a very
Okay.
like challenging intellectual level.
But it's interesting to think about, right? Like,
Well,
okay,
it is,
it's
and I
interesting to think about.
I think it's genuinely what people are going to think.
Right.
And I think, honestly, I feel like the gaming industry, and this is my personal opinion across the board, I feel like the gaming industry has stagnated.
Okay.
I feel like
This is what sells. I'm going to stay here.
right. Yeah, we've
okay.
got Battlefield, Modern Warfare, we've got
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
We've got
I can talk for days about why I'm not liking the new Call of Duties.
right, but here's the thing.
And why I like them.
It sells and they're making money off of it, and so that's why they're doing it. But what's happening, just like television is getting less intelligent, movies, the storylines, they're remaking old movies, they're redoing that. You're starting to see in some indie developing games, you see old game styles, old Mario, style games.
Right. That
are
that new flashy 8-bit kind of is back
yeah,
in
you're
style.
coming back
Right.
with this 8-bit, but it's the mechanic, it's the fun. Spelunky is a great example.
Mm-hmm.
It's an old school 8-bit style game.
Why is that game so fun?
Because a couple of things. One, it presents a genuine challenge.
Right.
Two, it's ever changing.
Well, true.
They change. They
I mean, I was
specifically
saying that as a
made-
joke, but yeah.
no, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying like
yeah.
that's the gaming industry has to evolve and has to develop, just like the movie industry has to develop, just like the music industry has to develop. Copyright, patenting, all that stuff will eventually go by the wayside. Eventually, stuff is going to be more free to play. You're going to have microtransactions inside, but your content, as a result, in order to drive microtransactions and stuff, pay to play isn't going to be enough. You're going to have a content that actually hooks you, a game mechanic and a storyline that actually draws people in and makes them want to be a part of it. I honestly think that's why World of Warcraft has done so well. That is a massive game,
Well, yeah.
constantly adapting, constantly expanding. Now, they've kind of plateaued a little bit now. I don't know how much further you can go. I've never played World of Warcraft personally. No affiliation at all, literally.
Right.
But I know people who have devoted their entire college life. Some of them have ruined their college, they've ruined their marriages, they've done whatever.
For that game.
But that game is so engrossing and so
I can tell you
well
for sure
done.
that the lore and the story that they've done behind it is phenomenal.
Exactly. And that's what hooked people. And that's been, in my opinion, one of the most successful video games out there. Contrary to that, because they can't keep making World of Warcraft like they can Modern Warfare, they
Right.
can just keep churning those bad boys out and make more money each time.
Right.
Right. But what's eventually going to happen is you're going to get to this place where everybody kind of plateaus and goes, okay, I'm looking for something different. I'm looking for something new. I'm looking
Right.
for something actually that's going to challenge me as a gamer, as a person, to think differently, to act differently, to develop. because sooner or later, sitting there and atrophying gets old.
Okay.
Like you develop that skill and nothing else. So you become an excellent first person shooter player. Excellent. Like your reaction time is amazing. You've got the mechanic down. After a while that becomes so second nature you get bored of it.
Right.
And so even they make another Battlefield, you don't care. They make another Modern Warfare, you don't care because it's the same thing. You might buy it and you might play it for a little bit, but you're bored now because your muscle memory, your skill level at that specific thing is so high, it's no longer engaging. It doesn't engage the rest of your brain.
Alrighty.
That's my opinion.
Well, Game Maker, something to think about. For Alien Isolation, my word of mouth to him, he thinks was better because I was a friend than the trailer.
And another
Just
aspect,
interesting thing to
Yep.
to think about.
I would say that's another thing. Marketing is going to change entirely. It's going to become much more social driven.
Right. Okay.
But-
Well, all right, next game.
New game. All right. New topic. Fresh slate.
I don't know how much you're into. This is awesome. I don't know how much you're into like ancient Greek gods.
Totally. Oh man.
Totally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude. It's my bread and butter, man.
You might love this game,
Okay.
or it might it's going to be black and white. You might love this game,
Okay.
or it might totally piss you off. As a friend, I think maybe not piss you off, but as a friend, I think that your opinion, it might not be awesome or
Okay.
crappy. It's just I think whatever it is going to be
Pretty strong.
pretty strong. Okay, so this game is called Evolve 2K.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, you know where I'm going.
Yeah.
You saw a couple
I did.
seconds.
I saw
Right,
a
right.
little clip that you were
Right.
playing.
Okay.
Something to do with a kraken.
Yes.
That's all I saw.
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
kraken.
yeah. Okay, so let me explain this game
All
to
right.
you. I think is awesome. I am for sure buying this game.
Okay.
Yeah, I would pre-order it. I would pre-order it all the way.
Okay.
Actually,
All right.
I'm
Kind of surprised, but
I'm
okay.
very excited for it.
Okay, so first off,
Uh-oh.
why are you so excited for it? Like, what is the thing?
Because I am a first-person shooter lover.
Okay.
I love shooting things that are like 50 times my size, and I have a team.
Okay. All right.
Like I have a medic. I have
Right.
You know, I have an engineer. I have just a big old warrior combat guy. You know,
okay.
with a machine gun, which is one of the guys. I love it because they've kind of twisted the thought of these individual characters. Let me give you for instance.
Okay, go ahead.
In Battlefield, the reasons why I didn't like the medic, I love Battlefield, so don't get me wrong. The reasons why I didn't like the medic is because at a certain level, you can unlock a defibrillator. You can just run around and then just, with no cooldown, just and everybody you're hitting is alive after that.
Okay.
I mean, the person who's dead
Right.
has a certain amount of time.
Right before that is
Bef-
no longer an option.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, like, as long as you're dead, it'll have like a little sine wave, like a heartbeat.
Right.
It'll have a little sine wave over
Right.
them. So, if I hit respawn, that thing goes away.
Right.
Because you're
Okay.
respawning in
Sure.
a different area.
Sure.
But as long as I have that defibrillator, there's no cooldown, there's no nothing. I just go,
Yeah.
you know. I maybe can't like spam it, but there's like a global cooldown and it's like 2 seconds.
Right.
You know.
Right.
The medic in this game, you
So that seems like a really biased, like really overpowered
right
skill
right.
set or power or
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
And kind of made me mad because like I just blew you up with a grenade launcher.
Yeah, your body's literally in pieces, or should
Li-
be.
literally, yeah. But this game, that medic kind of has that cooldown.
Right,
It,
okay.
it doesn't have that full control, and the healing ability.
Right.
I didn't get to see too much of the medic, which is the reason why I'm starting on explaining you the medic, because it's like I feel like the hardest probably to
Sure.
explain.
Sure.
The medic is more of like oh my gosh, I'm shooting you. Now I don't have to worry about the medic. He worries about me, so I'm just gonna shoot you. The
Yeah.
medic is more of like a person that like I need you, so I need to kill this Kraken, but I also need to just protect
Keep you alive. Yeah.
I need to keep you alive
this
so
game-
you can keep me alive.
Sounds like it's going to implement a lot more strategy.
Yeah, not so much a story. I think in this game there's almost no story.
Yeah.
So that's
All right.
but keep
all right.
hearing me out.
I hear
So
ya.
there's a
Okay.
ton of strategy. So like the engineer, I do believe is a robot. I don't know. I think it's a full robot. I'm not sure, but he can take his head off.
and
throw it.
Yeah, you were telling me about
Yeah,
this. Okay.
it's
all right.
in recon. And then you got your brute strength. You got your warrior.
Right. Massive damage.
Yeah, a sniper or whatever. Now, the Kraken.
Okay. This is the thing that gets you excited that you can play the other side.
Yes,
Right.
you can be the enemy.
You can be the giant Kraken.
Right, the Kraken is super strong. So the reason why I like this is kind of like in the first Halo.
Yes.
All right, you know how you had that health bar underneath.
Right.
You had your armor and it
Right.
could recharge.
Right. Your shield could recharge.
But
and your
underneath
health
you had the
bar.
health, but the health didn't recharge.
Right.
I mean, you could get more health, but it didn't like recharge
Right.
by itself.
Right.
So the Kraken is kind of like that. It has this red bar underneath its like armor bar,
Okay.
and you can't replenish that in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Can't do anything. But the armor can go down, and you can hunt things. There are still things that are alive
Okay.
that are. Some of them are neutral, but some of them are also threats to the enemy trying to kill the Kraken.
Okay.
Not as big as the Kraken, but
Okay.
they can be a threat in some way, shape, or form.
So this would be like a lion taking out a sheep,
right.
or maybe a lion taking out a hyena, because the hyena could also attack the hunter.
Right. So I'm hunting after the lion, but there are snakes sometimes
Yeah,
in
sure,
the field.
sure. Okay, I got you. But if the Kraken eats something or hunts those things and catches
It
it,
only replenishes the armor.
okay,
Um,
okay,
So it's like an outer, like a almost like a bug,
right.
like
So
an exoskeleton kind of
Sure.
thing.
so they can make progress at taking down the Kraken, and then he can recover a little bit, but not health. He recovers the armor,
Just the armor.
and then they
right.
have to make. And then if they make that set of progress, then they take a little more health down, and he can find more armor. And
Exactly.
right, so it's kind of a okay. I got you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The mechanic
exactly.
sounds good.
And the Kraken can fly. It has certain abilities that
Okay.
also have cooldowns
Sure,
on them. You can't
sure.
just like spam them.
Yeah.
Have a big hit. You have like melee hits. Of course, you have your pretty much general stuff. I think this part is also cool. When you're the Kraken, you can get on the ground and you can either walk, but that leaves behind footprints. So the people hunting you can track your footprints.
Ah. Okay.
Unless you're on the ground and you're in sneak mode as the Kraken.
Okay.
So you can crouch and you can see the screen kind of change colors. And I'm really excited about this game. And you can see the screen like change colors.
Yeah.
And then you're not leaving footprints behind you anymore.
Okay.
So, but you don't want to always be in that mode because you're slow.
Right. Right. It's got to have the balance.
Yeah, you got to
So,
have a
okay.
balance. So,
So it sounds like, I mean, because the video I saw, the Kraken is huge.
it's gigantic.
Like,
yes.
like at least 15 times the size of a human, if not
okay.
30.
Right.
I mean, it's huge, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming then that the map has to be
It's gigantic. Yes,
Gigantic.
but not just, it's not linear gigantic. There's levels.
Right.
There's up and down. There's
Right.
rivers. There's canyons, you know.
So I mean that immediately for me sounds like an interesting multiplayer concept.
Right. And it's all strategic,
Right.
you know.
Right. Massive environments.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of dynamics at play. Sounds like all the different classes of hunters, and
Right.
then the Kraken, and
Right.
then the NPC things that can hunt
Right.
the hunters or the Kraken. And
Mm-hmm. So the humans, you have, like when you're playing as the people hunting
Right.
the Kraken, you have this sense that, okay, I have these awesome people on my side. You know, I have a medic, a sniper, I'm the combat, I have my recon robot guy. This is great. It's fantastic. And, you know, you feel safe with your team. And then I understand, I've had people kind of question this before, but like
Right.
when you're playing the Kraken, you kind of feel alone. You're just,
Right.
you're just playing as the Kraken.
right.
See, I feel like they made the game to where that's not true. You have the wild on your side.
Right.
You're in the wild. That's your area. They're hunting you in your area.
Right.
So I feel like in the game they're going to implement that,
Yeah.
or they have implemented.
I was gonna say
that.
there's
They've
a
probably already
couple
done.
elements that I feel like immediately I question the balancing of.
Right.
And that would have to be like the hunters' travel speed. Like the game could get very slow in progressing if the Kraken can move super quick
Mm-hmm.
to get away and to change its location on this gigantic map.
I mean, it all depends.
Right, it all depends.
Right.
And if he's sneaking you slow to not leave footprints, so if you say snuck around for a decent amount of distance and then ran, it outpaced the guys by quite a bit. So the movement for the hunters is going to have to be somehow paced to match the Kraken. Otherwise, they're going to be wandering around for a long time looking for the
Right.
Kraken. I don't know that all the mechanics sound great. But I feel like I would get it's just gonna feel like a Titanfall type game to me.
Or you would get really bored really quickly.
Well, I would play it.
But out of the bat, you'd be like, "This is great."
Right. I get excited. I pick it up and play it. I might play it for 15 hours.
This is coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. By the way.
Okay.
So no old generation.
Yeah. Right. So
So
well,
the graphics are gonna be awesome.
yeah, graphics will be awesome.
You can guarantee good gameplay.
Gameplay is gonna be
Right.
on the level, or should be.
I already know basically how. Here, just I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what you're gonna think about this. I think you might like it. Maybe.
Well, here's the thing. So this game, to me, this game's gonna come down to my friends.
Okay.
Okay. It's going to come down to the people I'm playing with as the other characters. Like if I like being the warrior, it's going to come down to the people that I like playing with that are the medics or
Right.
the engineers or the whatever the case may be. It's going to be me getting together with people that I like,
Right.
playing this game and us strategizing together, being able to talk to each
So
other.
for you, it's the community
For
you're
me, it'll
looking
be the
forward
community,
to.
for
Okay.
sure.
All right. So just play that trailer and just tell me what you think.
Okay. Creators of Left 4 Dead.
Great game, by the way.
Interesting looking environment. Lots of aliens. Kind of a Gears of War almost looking characters, armor and stuff. The environment looks great. Particle physics looks good.
And I chose kind of like different kind of trailers.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't choose a
Yeah.
gameplay trailer for you because this is what the company is trying to sell you with.
Right.
Like they don't immediately come out with a gameplay trailer. So this is what they would initially send out first.
Yeah. So what you have is looks like 4 people walking through the woods,
Right.
clearly looking for something. And I see your sniper, your engineer, your
Yeah.
whatever.
Exactly.
I'll come across a big old beast torn up. Big animal was killed by something obviously much bigger. And big gunfight ensues. Some monkey thing fell out of a tree, not what they were hunting. That's what they're hunting. Giant shadow. Wow. Kraken's blowing fire. Giant footprints. Okay, so the Kraken looks like a I don't know, a gorilla, a highly evolved gorilla-looking
Okay.
thing that
With-
could
with
run
no
on.
fur. No more fur.
Yeah, no.
Burned it all off.
right. No fur, multiple eyes. Apparently, can blow fire. Kind of Godzilla-esque. Really large creature, but looks like really fast, really
Right.
athletic. Build, all that stuff.
Okay, again, same question. You were sitting at E3 and you saw this trailer, which I don't think they did that trailer at E3. I think it was just gameplay, but what if?
Okay, so if I just saw that trailer, I would immediately be curious. The characters look unique enough. The gameplay looks, I mean, the way they showed the sniper being able to float up into the air. You know, she's got like a jetpack hover suit type of thing.
Right, so, you can get the high advantage.
Right, so the
point.
vantage point is a cool thing there. The warrior guy obviously planting the weapon and laying down heavy fire. Looked like the medic or the engineer, I couldn't tell, was somehow supporting the warrior. You saw energy transfer somehow there. And then you had the guy with a grappling hook that seemed like he was trying to, or the harpoon rather, trying to anchor the Kraken down, I guess, maybe to give everybody a chance to
I
shoot
think
at
it's
it
mechanics,
more.
so like when you do that, it can't fly away. Like it can fly, but it'll only stay in that one spot.
Right.
Like it'll shoot and it anchors you to the ground or something.
Right. So immediately I'm curious. I'm interested. Everything about that game and that trailer looked enticing. Like I was a big Gears of War fan. The graphics and all that
There's a Gears of War 4 coming out. By
better than it looked like Gears of War graphics were. So immediately I look at that and go, okay, that looks cool. Just purely based on that, I want to know more. Like I'm going, okay, it looks cool. I want to know more. What's up?
Okay.
You know, that was no gameplay. That was just a trailer. So I would be curious. I would be interested. I don't know if I would buy it yet. I would want to know more before it came out.
All right, so here's the question. Who sold it more? My word of mouth as a friend or that trailer? What sold it more?
Well, so your word of mouth was basically you're a big first-person shooter fan, and you're super excited about this game, and you gave me kind of some rough description of the fact you could play the other side and be the Kraken. In this instance, both of you left me wanting more. Like I wanted to know more about the game.
Right.
So
I told you a lot.
You
though.
did.
I told you,
did.
a pretty hefty amount.
And one of the things that you said, and accurately so, probably something you thought was going to turn me off a little bit to it, was you don't know about story. Is it going to have any story?
I have no idea how much story there's going to be.
So the
is.
mechanic looks good. It has potential for sure.
Give me more.
Right. I want to know more. I want to know, is there any story at all to it? Because if all this is like an arena battle, basically, with giant beast versus team of people,
Right.
right? It'll be fun. And like I said, it'll come down to who I'm playing with. Like if I'm playing with you and some other people, it'll be fun because it's us working together. And if we take down the Kraken, we took down the Kraken.
Right.
You know, it's the best part, in my opinion, of
community
of the Halo like franchise was me and my brothers getting together and playing Halo.
Right.
That's the best part about Halo.
Right.
Story was good. That's what got you through initially. That's why you bought it. You played it by yourself. The story was fantastic. You had a major connection to Master Chief and to Cortana. But what kept me playing Halo, what keeps me going back and picking up Halo Reach or Halo 4 is playing with my brothers. I'd get online and it's the four of us and we play as a team against other people. That's what makes me keep my back. I haven't found a game other than that lets me do that in the same way. And it feels balanced. I feel like I said this earlier. I want to feel like a badass when I'm playing a video game. Like if I'm going to suspend reality,
fighting the Kraken is probably going to make you feel
fighting like a Kraken's going to make me feel like a badass. If me and my team whoop up on a gigantic Kraken, I'm going to feel like a badass.
Right.
Okay. Halo made me feel like a badass. It was balanced enough that in the multiplayer when I'm playing, it's a point for point kind of struggle, and it's generally skill at what you're doing that gets you to the win.
Right.
Right. I felt balanced in Battlefield, in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It didn't feel balanced to me. When you get in there and you start playing with people and they are so much better than me, like if I'm a noob coming in late to the game or whatever, so much better than me, it doesn't feel balanced at all. Like it feels like I barely can stay alive.
Right.
You know, Halo felt balanced. If this game balances that well with all the mechanics and all that, it's going to be a great game, and I'll be interested to play it. I'll be interested to play it with other people.
That's interesting.
I'm definitely interested in it. I want to know more. I want to know more about what's going on.
Alrighty, so
I don't know this. I will say,
yeah,
probably not a game I would buy just for me.
okay,
Like if I didn't have brothers that I was gonna play with, like I probably wouldn't buy it. Oh, I'm curious. I'm gonna buy it just to play. I would probably look for something that has more story and more depth to it. I
Right.
guess. Just that'd
so
be
you'd
me.
maybe like ask your brothers first, like, hey, I was thinking about getting this game.
Yeah,
Would
are you guys
play with me?
interested? Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
would you guys play? Or if I know you're getting it, I would, if I got a PC, whatever, then I would play it that way.
Nice.
So,
All right, well,
There
that's
you
all
go.
the games I have for this one. I mean, there's way more games.
sure. But
for
an
way
hour,
more
an
podcasts.
hour-long podcast
Yeah.
already, and we've only done 2 games. I feel like
Well,
we did pretty good.
Yeah, this is our first hour-long podcast. Just
So,
tell us what you think.
if you guys liked what you saw, feel free to leave a comment.
Comment,
We would be interested in feedback.
follow, email,
Definitely an experiment for us.
any
we
source
will-
of communication.
Yeah, let's not do. We've already given our first and last name, which I'm not sure I want to do. We'll probably edit this part out. But in all
Oh, I gave my first
honesty,
name.
yeah, I gave my first and last name, which I
Oh.
didn't mean to do.
Yeah, there's some creepy people.
There's
out
some
there.
creepy people out there. You internet folks can be.
You did this to yourself.
Yeah, this is your fault. But anyway, we do like comments and we want critiques. We will try. This is an experiment for us, and we're going to get better at it as we go along.
Yes. And we want it to do well.
Yeah,
We-
we want to see. We want to talk about what you want to talk about and what you want to hear.
Yes.
And
All the time. I'm very passionate about video games. I'm willing to talk about all of them on all consoles, on all handheld devices,
Yes.
even iPhones,
Yes.
Androids. I'm totally up for talking
And
about that.
I'm willing to bring philosophy into anything.
Yep.
So we'll talk about
I agree
whatever
with that.
comes along. But yeah, hope
But
you
yeah.
enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And we'll.
I'm Waffles.
I'm Urban Prime.
See you guys
next
later.
time.